Hey folks, today is Friday, February 16th, 2018. As usual, it's me, Jake Baldino, here to talk about some video game stuff, and live from New York. We're in a different place. Thanks for keeping up with us. Thanks for letting us use your bedroom, Andrew. We gotta talk about some video game stuff this week. First and foremost, the thing that has been getting people real spicy is some talk from Ubisoft head Yves Guillemot. The CEO published his annual report this week just detailing the business practices, and some things kind of jam people up with this whole notion of Ubisoft doubling down on live service games. Live service games, for those of you that don't know, are the games that are designed to keep you continually playing, continuing to come back, and for the game to continually pull money out of you. It's had varying degrees of success. Some people really, really love games like Destiny, or even The Division after it got better, or something like Rainbow Six Siege, which has continued on for multiple years. In this detailed report, the CEO went in to explain that this is going to become a core part of their business model, and saying that the focus isn't just selling new games now, it's continuing to make money from the games that they have sold previous years. He said, and I quote, "New releases now only represent a part of our business, which is now focused on long-term engagement with our player communities. Our players not only play for more hours at a time, but do so over a period of months or even years. We are thus able to offer them new experiences and content, thereby extending the lifetime of our games." Translation, Ubisoft wants to just make more games like The Division or Destiny, or even like For Honor or Siege. Now, for many a cynical player of games, this is kind of not good news. The way I look at it, my personal take, is that this is a type of genre that works for a certain type of game. I honestly did enjoy The Division, and there are some elements of Destiny that are pretty good. There are reasons that these games keep people playing. I mean, MMOs have done it for years with people not really having as much problems. But the thing here is that if they try to incorporate that business model and that design style in every game, that could be a bummer. Not every game works that way. I think this is only good for certain genres. If Ubisoft goes as far as to like release a new Splinter Cell game and make it a live game, I'm out. I don't know.
You don't want to get cosmetic goggles?
No. This is weird that I can turn and talk to you guys. Should I do this?
I don't think so.
No? No, that's not what I don't want to grind 40 hours to unlock Splinter Cell goggles. That sounds the worst. I don't really know where this is going to go. I think we'll have to just wait and see what Ubisoft does. But if you are a fan of stuff like For Honor or Ghost Recon Wildlands and Destiny Division, I guess this is for you. But for some people who want other games from Ubisoft that aren't like that, I don't know, man. But moving on to some seemingly pretty exciting news, the rumor mill is heating up once again about a Spyro the Dragon remaster. We talked about this a few months ago. This is a pretty believable rumor. With Activision and Vicarious Visions kind of hanging around, they worked on the Insane trilogy. That turned out to be a pretty big success for them. So everyone really thought that it was a no-brainer that they would move on to Spyro the Dragon, seeing as they still have the rights, right? Well, that seems like the case from this new report suggesting that we're going to see it this year, and it's going to be in the same vein as the Insane trilogy, with like a redone, rebuilt graphical engine, same gameplay, same levels, remastered music, which does have some people jammed up, encompassing the first 3 Spyro games, and apparently releasing by the end of the year. My money's on September because it's going to be like a Spyro anniversary, and I think they would like to tie that all together. But like with Crash Bandicoot, I'm really curious to see how well these games have aged. We've been working on a Spyro video recently, and it seems like the first one's gameplay was really simple, and they didn't really start fleshing things out until the sequels, so let's see how it goes. This is, of course, if this is real. This is all still rumors, so we can't say it's true yet, but I'm sure a lot of people are really pumped to hear it. Not only that, but if you guys have been following Sea of Thieves news, we got our first look at the Kraken in-game with screenshots and stuff, and it looks pretty spooky. Apparently it can attack multiple ships at once, and a lot of people are really excited to get their hands on that when the game releases, or I guess for its hands to get on them.
It doesn't have hands, Jake. It has fucking tentacles.
But the bigger Sea of Thieves news that caught people's eye this week, at least for me, in terms of how this game is going to go down, it's the developers Rare coming out and being pretty frank about the microtransactions and how this stuff is going to work in-game. They released a lengthy statement explaining that loot boxes aren't going to be a thing in their game. They're just not going to go that way. They are going to introduce paid microtransactions, though, for cosmetic items in the game. You can, of course, earn items in-game just through the regular progression, but you're going to be able to add on and buy different stuff 3 months after the game releases. This is the idea behind this, is that Rare wants people to continue playing the game and they want to continue to support the game, but that costs money, and they want to take the money from these DLC purchases to continue keeping the servers up and running and to continue adding content to the game. So that's just the news, and I feel like everybody feels a little bit differently about this stuff, so I do want to pose that over to you guys. Do you think this is Rare and Microsoft just trying to save face, and is this just a marketing thing, or is this a way a game can be supported and you're either down with it or you're not? Let's talk. But something I do want to talk about, we got a couple of trailers to show off, and the first one is the PUBG mobile game that is releasing in China. Got this full-length, awesome trailer that is live action, and it's batshit insane, but it's also extremely faithful to PUBG, from the music to the look to the items. So if you are a fan, I dare you to watch it and not get a little hyped about PUBG. That being said, it's a weird Chinese mobile game version of the game, and, you know, that's weird. But of course, many Kingdom Hearts fans were excited to get a new Kingdom Hearts 3 trailer. We know that it could be a 2018 game, but that's about it. Now we got a new look at Monsters, Inc. world, where Sora is like a furry monster, yet again. It's also worth pointing out that Goofy in the Monsters, Inc. world looks even more fucked up. Look at this dude. All these videos, obviously, and everything we talk about, we link in the description down below. Check out this one as well. Evil Within 2 is getting a first-person mode, which is really impressive because that's not something that you can just flip a switch on and get in a game. But I will say, I think this game could work really well with first person. I can't wait to try it. Not only that, if you are looking for something free to play, it looks like they did just release a demo for the game if you want to play it. Just as like a PSA, check it out if you haven't already. But speaking of PSAs, let's talk about discord.gg/gameranx. That's our official Discord if you want to go over there and hang out. It's 20,000 people strong, so it's a little crazy, but you can find people who like games and link up with people who play games, and we're over there hanging out, so come check it out. But moving on from that, I don't know if you guys are on Twitter or if you saw this, if you're following Hideki Kamiya, one of the producers at Platinum Games, one of the guys behind many of our favorite series. He took to Twitter to essentially kind of break down exactly how the deal with Bayonetta really works out. He breaks down essentially who owns Bayonetta and how much they own, and how the development broke down for each individual game. And it's actually a pretty interesting little Twitter thread, especially when he goes into the fact that Bayonetta 2 was supposed to initially be on a bunch of different platforms, but then it was abandoned halfway through, and then Nintendo swooped in to kind of pick up the pieces. And then, of course, the story ends with Bayonetta 3 being a Switch exclusive, now completely supported from Nintendo from the ground up. That's also just worth mentioning this week because Bayonetta 1 and 2 just dropped on Switch too, and that's pretty cool. But now something really interesting I wanted to highlight. This is a YouTuber and player by the name of These Knives Only, who has reached the highest level of prestige, Master Prestige, in Call of Duty World War II, which is fine, you know, that's a challenge in and of itself, but he did it without firing a single bullet. He did that all just with melee and knife kills, and I think that is absolutely worth applauding because that's insane. We love just kind of highlighting crazy things people do with games on this show, and this is a perfect example of that. Not only that, but can we talk about this? Some of you may have seen this headline just because it's absolutely crazy, but if you didn't, this Sims 4 modder makes $6,000 a month because he made mods that allow your Sims to do drugs and stuff. No joke. I'll link the story in the description. Kotaku got to interview him. Apparently, he was just some guy who fired up the Sims 4 to try and redesign his kitchen in real life. He never really played before, and he got into this whole spiral of making drugs in the game and eventually putting them out for everybody, and people embraced it, and now he's got a Patreon and people fund him and pay him to upkeep so their Sims can do all types of drugs, become drug dealers as a career path. Yeah, will this get demonetized?
Possibly.
Are we gonna get demonetized? I hope not. Shit. That's where we're at. That's the state of The Sims 4. I will say that modders do make Sims 4 better than it actually is, so that is good. But I just think this is an absolutely crazy story, and it's an interesting read, so if you want to check it out, it's linked down in the description below. Oh, also, Kingdom Come Deliverance is out this week. I'm sorry that Before You Buy video was really late. I had to play a lot of it. It's a dense game. It's also a really glitchy game. It's a really buggy, messy game. So if you have been playing it and if you've come across any glitches, there's a link in the description below where you can submit glitches to us so we can make a reaction video. The best videos will be featured on the channel. So if you got anything, feel free to send it our way. But speaking of links in the description below, you know, we got to do that giveaway we do every single week. There's a link down there. You click it to sign up. You enter once, then you're entered for good. And then every single week we go in and randomly choose one person to win a free console of their choice. And this week's winner is going to be right here. Congratulations. Be sure to keep an eye on your inbox, your spam box, because Tom is going to be getting in touch with you to figure out how we can send you your free shit. So congratulations. But now we got to talk about all the stuff going on this week. It is a little bit of a slow week, but I think there's still interesting conversations to be had. First and foremost, with Ubisoft and games as a service, how do you feel about that? Do you want all games to be like that, or just some, or just none? Burn it down. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about Kingdom Hearts 3. Are you still excited? Are you still holding out hope? Also, with the guy hitting Master Prestige with only knife kills, have you ever done anything like that? Have you tried to do anything like that? Have you achieved anything in a game like that? Let's talk about that stuff down in the comments. I'll be down there talking to you guys. You know, you can hit me up over there. You can hit me up on Discord. You can hit me up on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at Jake Baldino as well. But you guys know the deal by now. Thanks for coming around. Clicking the like button really helps us out. We do really appreciate it. If for some reason you watch the show every Friday and you haven't subscribed yet, you definitely should, because we're now over 4 million subscribers strong. Thanks to all of you who are part of those. We are grateful for you. That's insane. But as always, I'm Jake Baldino. Thanks for watching. We'll see you guys next time. Pizza's on me.